Hello everyone, this is Nikki from the support team. I wanted to welcome you in our fifth dark webinar. This is about billing. So, are you ready to bill your customers in just a few steps? Let's get started. I will be doing a 30 minutes presentation followed by a 10 minutes of question and answer. So feel free to ask questions you have on the chat window on your right menu that shows questions here. Also, this session will be recorded for future reference. And if there will be unanswered questions, rest assured that we will get back to you over email, okay? What we will cover today, we have billing basics, and then we also have running statements. We also have payments. To finish the session, I will be discussing the customization. So we have two parts. So we have the billing and statement customization. So this can make the process, efficient. Alright, so let's start with the billing basic. Here you will see the steps on how to add a billing customer. So in the front office, you just have to click customer walk-in. Then under billing tab or under detail tab, you have to click the billing button. So I will show you this in live in a bit, so don't worry. Under billing information, here we have the statement wherein we have email and paper as an option. We also have the billing cycle. So this is the interval of the time between billing statements. Over here is the billing term. Now let's see how it looks in Enlight. So first I will show you how to add a billing customer, okay? So to head over to the customer information section, we are going to the customer walk-in. So let's enter your PIN or the PIN, and then let's search for the customer. So I have here Alice Carter. So we're going to hit the customer info button. To add someone to the billing module, we are going to do this in the details tab. So you need to make sure that the billing box has checked. Okay. Also, please be reminded that the customer will not appear in the billing module unless they have at least one invoice. After that, of course, they will show up in the section normally. So the next thing I want to bring your attention to is this charge button. So you can designate a customer as a charged customer, meaning you have their credit card on file. So selecting this checkbox will not change anything regarding the billing process, okay? So it will only add an indicator to that customer record in the billing module to remind that this is a charged customer. This is also optional. So we're going to look at that in a minute once we are in the billing section. So of course, do not forget this, to click save. So I'm going to click this information. So the next thing that I will discuss is the billing information tab. So we are going to see if they are relevant to the billing section. Okay, so first we have here the statement. So do they want their statement to be emailed or do they want it printed and mailed to them? So this will show in the billing section, so it will remind you whatever the customer preferences. Also, we have here the billing cycle and term. So you can set the customer billing cycle. This is important because you can filter the billing cycle in the billing section. Of course, the billing term. So these are all optional. This is just to help you organize yourself. They don't affect anything in the way the system works. These are just a reminder in different ways that you can organize your customer in customer list. Of course, we will get into that more later when we get to the billing filters. Once you set all of these fields, you can come down here and please remember to hit the save button. Okay, so this is, for example, I'm going to change the billing cycle to 8. I'm going to add this as net 10. I'm going to hit save. There you go. Now let's go to running statements. This is a data set list, so I will discuss the importance of this later during my run through in the POS, okay? Here we have now the different filters. So for the first button, we have your filter, so you can search for any customers by their name. We also have here term. Then next we have charge, and then here we have route. Over here is the email. Next is zero filter, and then next is cycle, and then lastly we have the billing period. And then next, this is the screenshot where you can view the statement. So you can either view one or more statement. So you can see right here the buttons. So you can select the customers and then just click statement. All right. So now let me show you how it looks in the POS. So over here is the billing button. So here we are inside the billing module. There are several sections to this module and we will be tackling them in the next minutes, all right? So we will go over first with the billing fundamentals, which is basically getting the layout of this first tab, which is customer list. So this controls and displays the billing customer that you will be working with during your billing cycle. So we're going to start down here throughout this data list, okay, and come back up here to discuss the different filters, okay? So in this data set list, you will see all the customers that are marked for billing, and also the one that at least or that has at least one invoice. So these are the customers that I have in my system that are ready to work in the billing section. So let's now discuss the data set list. First is the all button. So this first column here is just a checkbox, and it lets you create or select who are applying the action for. So we will see this more in detail later when we are in the statement section or when we are applying the payment. So you can select everybody or you can unselect everybody. We also have here the first name, last name, last payment at, and the available credit or the store credit where the customer can use to pay off their balance. So over here is the last balance. This is relative to your payment period. So any balances that are owned previous to the payment period that you are currently billing will show here. We also have here the current balance. So any balance that fall inside the billing period that you're working with will show here. And then over here is the current total. That would be the sum of the last balance and the current balance. Over here, we have a few columns to help you organize yourself. So first is CC. So this CC is basically any customer that has a store credit card. So you saw when we were in the customer info, we checked for Alice Carter, right? So this Alice Carter is here. And we had said that she was a charged customer. So we selected the checkbox. So that means I have the credit card for that customer. We also have here RT, which means route. If the customer is assigned to a route, they will have a check mark like this. And then over here is the email. So this is what we saw in the billing information tab. If they select to have the statement emailed to them, then it will be checked like this. And then over here is the billing cycle. So billing cycle date that you selected for the customer. So you will see here 8/6/15. 15th. And then the last column is to apply the payment. So I will be discussing this in depth later, but this is the button you use to apply the payment manually in non-integrated fashion. Like if you don't have a credit card tied to Nlight, you will use this button to process the payment. So now that we understand all the fields that the system is displaying to us under customer list, over here is the filters. So they are very easy to work with. So first filter, you can search for any customer by their name. So the list will dynamically change to show matching result as the search text is entered, like this one, for example. See? Okay. Next one is the term. So for the term, you can search for customer by their payment term. Like for example, net 10. So we set up Alice as net 10. So you can do this. You can click all. It will show all customers. Next is charge. So you can show customers who are charged only. In other words, customers whose credit card you have stored. So please note that this does not necessarily mean that the card is stored in Nlight. Okay, that's why we've mentioned earlier that this is also optional. Okay, see. All right, there you go. And then next we have route. So show only customers who are or are not assigned to a route. So click yes. So these are all customers who are assigned to a route. And then here we have email. So show customers who prefer to use or to receive their statement via email. Okay, here. So you will see here. And then next one, we have the zero filter. So this can show or hide the customer with a zero balance. There you go. So I'm going to click no. So if I wanted to show the customer that has balance, I'm going to click no. Alright, so next we have cycle. So this can filter customers by the cycle date. For example, show only customer billed on the 1st of the month, for example, or for the 10th of the month. Okay, there's none. Let's check 11, 12, 9, 15. I think, okay, there you go. Until Daniel Camacho. Alright. And then the last one, this is very important. This is the billing period. So set the billing period that you will use to bill your customer. So please note that by default, the period is always set to the previous month. So you can actually adjust the starting and the ending dates to capture the invoices and charges that will be included in this billing period. So you may set any billing period you may want. For example, I will change the date to today, so you will see the changes to June 6, 2021, right? So I wanted to see the statement for the customer that we've added earlier, which is Alice Carter. I also wanted to see other billing statement, for example, ABC Hotel, also Andy. So this 3 customers. You just have to click statement. So please remember that if you select a lot of customers, then it will also take time to load. So right here, you will see the statement of the 3 customers that I selected. Alright, so you will have an option to email all. Let's try. You will see a notification here, notification sent with their email address. So that's actually how you send a statement to a customer. Okay. So now let's go to payments. Let's start with the non-integration payment. This is a payment done via a method that is not tied to a payment processor. So for example, cash, check, or a credit card manual. We also have integrated payment. So these are payments done via credit card that is tied to a payment processor. And lastly, we have store credit. So usually you will get a store credit if you overpaid, for example, via cash, and you don't want to get your change, then you can just inform the cashier that you want to add it as a store credit. Okay? So I will show you how it looks in Enlight. We will start with the integrated payment. So again, this means it is a payment done via a method that is not tied to a payment processor integrated with Enlight. So let's start. Let me use the filter first, which is no. I just wanted to see all customers that has a current balance. Okay, so I'm gonna use Alice Carter. So she owed us $119.66. Last balance is zero, so current balance it's the same one 1966. So you will see your blue dollar sign. Once you click this, there is a modal that will show up. It will show up the payment date. You can actually change it. Also, you will see the customer details like the customer name, also the billing cycle, the from and to, and also the type. So I'm gonna select cash. For example, I wanted to pay $19.66 only. So you just need to click process payment, and you will see a notification that the payment was processed. Here you will see a current total. It's already changed to $100. So the way payments work in Enlight is that any payment that is received is automatically applied to the oldest invoice first. Okay, so I wanted to repeat the process, but I wanted to use a different method, which is a check. The only difference is you will have this check box or check number box wherein you will have to enter the check number. Okay, so for example this one, and I wanted to process, for example, $50 payment. Okay, there you go. You will see the notification right here, and it will show the current balance is $50. Now let's check the statement. Okay, all right, there you go. So assuming that there is a payment section here, you will see that it was actually applied to this invoices. So again, please remember that the way payments work in Enlight is that any payment that is received is automatically applied to the oldest invoice first. Let's now go to integrated payment. Okay, so these are payments done via credit card that is tied to a payment processor. This only works if you have credit card stored in the system. So I will show you in the POS. So let's go back and let's click customer list, and let's use this filter charge. Okay, there you go. So these are all charged customers. So if you wanted to charge all these customers, you just have to click the all button, and here you will see a charge credit card button. So once you click this, you will see a credit card confirmation. You just have to click apply credit card. Though I will not do this since this is actually a test store. Okay, so I don't have any store credit card information for this. But as I've mentioned, since this is actually an optional, that's why we were able to set this as charge customer in the billing info. But it doesn't mean that this customer has the credit card information. Okay, so once you click this apply credit card, you will see a green notification on this side that the payment is being processed. Okay, so if you are not sure that the payment has been processed, you can always come to this log section. So this is actually very helpful. You can always come over here to see the amount that were charged for each customer. You would also see in this section why the payment failed. Also, for a large batch of payment, if you're not sure, then you can just go here to check the status. Normally, the status will show open if it's not yet done. Okay. And also, if there are like failed payments, you can come here. Let's try to check one. Okay, let's say for example this one. The status is closed, but the result is error. So you can always come here to check the log details. Okay. So let's head over back to the customer list. The last one I wanted to share regarding payments is about the overpayment and the available credit, which is this one. So let's clear the filter. Okay. All right. So let's use this customer, Daniel. So this customer has $1.24 due. So let's click this. And let's say, for example, he wanted to pay a check, or we receive a check from this customer. So let's add the check number. So we receive a check for $50, but his bill is just $1.24. So let's take a look what will happen once we process the payment. Okay, there you go. You will see a confirmation here, and then you will see this update available credit. Since the only due earlier is $1 and some change, and he paid $50, he's now or he got a credit now for $48.76, wherein he can use this in the next once this customer has due, then he can use this to process the payment again. Okay, so let's try another exercise. Okay, this one. Okay, Nina has $919.76 credit balance, and let's try to pay this $55.47 using this credit. Okay, let me show you. All right, here you will see store credit. Let's click apply. There you go. Let's process credit. Okay, you will see here a notification, and then here under Nina you will see that there's already an update on the store credit, and the balance is already showing 0. So that's how it works. Let's now go to the last topic, which is the billing customization. So I want to cover some billing customization that might be relevant to your process. We can actually adjust if in your operation you only charge for invoices that are racked. We can set it up so it will only take the invoices that are fully racked, or maybe you are only charged for the invoices that have been picked up. We can actually apply a setting so that this filter only takes into consideration the invoices that have been picked up. So those are something that we support. You just have to let us know what arrangement that you need so we can get that configured for you. Okay. Next we have the PayPal setting. So this is another common request. So the use of PayPal or the advantage of PayPal is no one has to give you the credit card number. You just have to send the statement and the customer will log into their PayPal account and paid off the bill. So this is the example. If there is a PayPal enabled, the statement has a pay now header. So let's go to the POS and check. So let's say for example here, Alice. Okay, here you will see the PayPal option. So they will be able to log into their PayPal account and they can pay for this invoice. So they never have to give you their credit card, but they still able to pay when they apply the payment in PayPal. So all the balance will be automatically recalculated in Enlight because PayPal will notify Enlight that the payment was actually paid. The next customization is hiding billing customer in Pick and Pay. So let's go to the POS and go to Alice. Okay, this one. You will see this button or this pay option. It doesn't have any buttons here. So it is basically hiding a billing customer in the Pick and Pay screen. So if the store or operation doesn't allow billing customers to pay at the counter, they always get invoice at the end of the month. So there's no reason for the employees to record payments here at the screen. So that's, you know, the very common customization that we have. Let's now have the last part of the customization, which is statement. So we have four. These are commonly customization. So we have in Enlight. First, we have standard template. So for this template, you can actually show or hide a lot of information like the store name, for example, this one. You can also show or hide the store address, the email address, also the ticket notes. We have your ticket notes. You can show or hide the previous balance. I will show you that later in the POS. Also the payments. You can also change the label for the invoice, the one that is showing here, invoice. You can change this label. Also the number, which is here. Next we have simple. You can also customize some information, show or hide store name, store address, email address, previous balance, ticket notes, and also payments. Third one, we have the compact with header template. So same thing, some of the information that you can show or hide are here. You can also change the label for number, which is showing here at the top. And then the last one, we have the compact without header. So we have four options wherein you can show or hide on this specific template. Now let's go to the POS. So I actually configured standard format. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so this is the information that I've shown earlier wherein you can actually change the label for the number, also for the invoice. You can hide this information if you want. The store name, store address, also the email address. Also down here, if we will scroll down, we have here the payments. So this is optional. You can hide or show this information if you want to. Okay, so you just have to let us know if you want to configure or change the template that you currently have. Just contact support@darkpos.com and we are more than happy to assist you. Thank you so much. Again, thank you so much for attending our fifth webinar, which is all about billing. We hope you found the session helpful and informative.
We have here Raymond, which is my partner who will read us the questions. Hi, Raymond.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today. And welcome to this Q&A section. We're going to be reading some of your questions. So let's just jump into the first one. First question says, I saw earlier the account limit in the billing information. So what does it do?
Oh, that's a very good question. So for that one, once the setting is added for the account limit, for example, if you set $50 and if there's an open order, which is $50 or more, once you try to create an order, there will be a message that will show in the order details screen saying account limit rich. So it will not let you select more than one item. So I actually configured the setting in this training store. So let me show you real quick. So let's enter the bin. I'm gonna use this customer. All right, so it's here. We can set it up, for example, $50. All right, and let's click save. All right, so let's check in Pick and Pay. Right now it is showing that the total balance is $75.22, right? So let's try to create an order. Okay. All right. Here you will see the error message that is showing customer account limit rich, and it will not let you continue. So that's actually how it works. So if you want this setting enabled, you just have to let us know so we can configure the store for you, okay?
Great. Thank you, Nikki. Our next question, it says how many records to show per page in the pagination, and is that customizable?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you are referring to this one, right? So for this one, the default is actually 30 customers. And yes, it is customizable. So we have a setting to change the number of customers to show in the page. Again, you just have to let us know if you want to change the default number, which is currently 30.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you again, Nikki. Our third question is, they want to know if there is a standard billing cycle for all the customers, or I can set different cycles for different customers.
Oh, billing cycle. Yeah, you can actually set different billing cycle for different customers. So adding a billing cycle is just optional. It will not affect the process of the system. So these are just, details to help you work with the customers. So same thing with the cycle that we've discussed earlier. So this is actually optional.
All right. Thank you, Nikki, again. Next question is, can you explain better how PayPal works for the customer?
Oh, of course, of course. That's a good question. So only a few of our customer use it. Since most of them prefer to be the one in charge of charging instead of waiting for the customer to pay from their end. But of course, it depends on your process and it really has many advantages. So let me show you how it works. Okay. So let's say, for example, we'll send the customer. Okay, let's check for this one. Okay, let's send. Okay, there you go. Let me just show you from here. Okay, so let's say, for example, this is the statement that we've sent to the customer. So they will see a button that will show pay now in this section. So once you click that, it will actually show this button. And then once you click this, it will route you to PayPal. So these are the options available. There you go.
Great. Thank you, Nikki. Next question is, can I bill the customers through PayPal?
Oh, with regards to that one, you can actually bill the customer through Enlight. However, Enlight can be integrated with PayPal, so the customer can pay their bill using PayPal.
Okay. Our next one is, can you show how to print a statement?
Sure, definitely. So let's go back to the billing section. So here you have two options. You will see here the print button. Also, if you will go to the statement, you can also see here the print button. So there are two ways. You can either go to this screen, or if you will click the statement, you can also see here the print button.
Okay, thank you. Next question is, what does the blue circle under the payment column mean?
Oh, I think, yeah, this one, right? For this, this is actually the one that I discussed earlier. This can be used for non-integrated payment. Okay, so if you click that one, it will show here all the type. This can also be used for individual payment for an integrated payment. So for example, if there is a cash or credit, you can actually apply a payment with a reference number from here. But for integrated payment, you can only do that for individual customer.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. Our next one is, when emailing statements, is there a way to send in PDF format instead of the statement showing in the body of the email?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for that question. Yeah, we've actually received those questions in the past for from our customer. It will be possible in the future, though we don't have yet a due date for that request to be completed. But we've already sent it to our development team, and of course, we are going to update you once it's ready. Okay.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for that question. Our next one is, so when they pay through PayPal, will it synchronize with the POS?
Yes. For PayPal payment, definitely the payment will be updated in Enlight. So of course, this requires a configuration. So you just have to let us know so we can set this up.
Great. Next question is, where do you go into change the statement customization?
Oh, with regards to that one, you just have to send us an email, or you can call us so we can create a ticket. You can always send us an email to support@dartpos.com so we can help you with the configuration. All right.
Great, great. That was our last question. Just want to let everyone know the other questions will be replied to you through email. So thank you everybody again for joining us. I'm gonna let Nikki to close this webinar, and thank you again.
Yeah, again, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope to see you on the next webinar. Have a good day.